All right, so now we have 2 cosine squared theta is equal to cosine theta plus 3 cosine squared theta. We're asked to solve for theta between 0 and 2 pi. So whenever you have both a cosine squared and a cosine, or a sine squared and a sine, or tangent squared and a tangent, you're going to need to factor. And so whenever you're going to want to factor, the first step is to get everything on one side of the equation and leave the other side of the equation equal to 0. So let's get this over to the other side by subtracting 2 cosine squared theta from both sides. And so this side will be 0. And then on this side we get cosine theta plus cosine squared theta. All right, now we can factor this. We've got a cosine in both of our terms, so we can factor out a cosine. And what we're left with is cosine theta divided by cosine theta. No, not equals. Cosine theta divided by cosine theta is 1. Cosine squared theta divided by cosine theta is cosine theta. Now we can set each of our factors separately equal to 0. So cosine theta equals 0, or 1 plus cosine theta equals 0. If we subtract 1 from both sides here, we get that cosine theta is equal to -1. Now, to find theta, we're going to look at our unit circle and find everywhere where the cosine is either 0 or -1. So cosine is 0 at pi over 2 and at 3 pi over 2, and it's -1 at pi. So our 3 answers are going to be pi over 2, pi, and 3 pi over 2.